Severe flooding in Vermont sweeps away roads, trapping terrified residents amid flash flood emergency. The flash flood emergency covers communities such as St Johnsbury, Danville, and Lyndon. The National Weather Service office in Burlington said that while no additional rain is expected, the threat of flooding will continue through at least Tuesday afternoon. Emergency officials in Vermont have urged residents to seek high ground as rivers and streams continue to swell after a slow-moving storm dumped more than 8 inches of rain overnight, prompting forecasters to issue 2 rare flash flood emergency orders Tuesday morning. Homes are being swept away. Cars are underwater. Some roads are flooded, the NWS said. Check on your friends and neighbors. Officials said at least 10 swift water rescue teams were dispatched to the area, and about 24 rescues were made by early morning. The swift water rescue team, officials said, remained on the ground to help residents wherever they were needed. Emergency officials in Vermont said residents should evacuate immediately if flooding occurs, but warned them to respect all diversions and avoid driving on roads covered in water. The overnight rain in Vermont's Northeast Kingdom was a historic event. About a month's worth of rain fell in 2 hours overnight, with 4.38 inches of rain falling between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. St Johnsbury received more than 8 inches of rain Monday night, breaking all previous records, and more rain was expected Tuesday. Officials said several homes were destroyed in Lyndon and several cars were submerged in water in East Burke. Stay-at-home orders were in effect in St Johnsbury and Lyndon. There were no reports of injuries. Flash flooding that swept through parts of northern Vermont washed out roads and bridges across the region, and police have asked residents in St Johnsbury and Lyndonville to shelter in place and not travel unless personal safety was at risk. Water rescues have also been reported in the area. Flash flood emergencies are rare and pose a serious threat to human life. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing a flooded area or there is an evacuation order. Parts of Orleans, Essex, and Caledonia counties are also under flash flood warnings. This is an extremely dangerous situation, the NWS said. Seek higher ground now. Life-threatening flash flooding is possible at low water crossings, creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, roads, and tunnels. The flash flooding last night was only a few places compared to what we saw 2 or 3 weeks ago, but the impacts were just as severe locally, said John Goff, a hydrologist with the National Weather Service in Burlington. Vermont Emergency Management sent swift water rescue teams to the area overnight and conducted about 24 rescues, according to spokesman Mark Bosma. Reliable rainfall reports indicate that 7 to 8 inches of rain fell in downtown St Johnsbury, as well as in Morgan, Vermont. That's another area that was hit hard. As of 8:45 a.m., Vermont Emergency Management Director Eric Foran told Vermont Public that swift water rescues were beginning to taper off, but crews were remaining on standby as the Passumpsic River continued to rise. The river is expected to crest this afternoon at about 17 feet, which is a moderate flood stage. If you can, that's the best and safest way to go, Foran said. As long as your home is not in danger, stay there. If you have to get out, don't drive through standing water. You don't know what's going to happen under the water. And if you need help, call 911 to get that help as soon as possible. About 200 households are currently without power, according to VT outages. Several road closures were reported across the kingdom, including US 2 and parts of US 5, in St Johnsbury, parts of State Route 111, in Morgan and Route 114, in East Burke. Find the latest road info at New England 511. Flooding is ongoing and more closures are expected. Officials are urging residents to shelter in place.